Welcome to the Running Water Podcast. This is your host, Milderwater. It is 1:35 a.m., December 2nd, 2021. I can't believe it's December already. I cannot believe it's December. November went by so fast. It just, even October, it's just crazy to me. I don't know what's going on. I guess it's just being busy maybe, but I've talked to a lot of other people in my life and they all say that it's been forever. A lot of people in school are like, oh, the semester's taking forever. I want to be done with it. I'm like, it just started for me. I feel like I feel like we got a lot more time to go, but I guess not. So, but welcome in everybody. Good to have you all here. It's been a long time since the last episode and I apologize about that. I'm going to try to be more consistent with my upload schedule. I have a few announcements I want to make first, some new changes to the podcast, if that's okay with you guys. I want to make sure that everybody listening, gets a fair voice because I'm doing this, for you guys. I want to be able to, as much fun as it is for me, there's no point in doing it if you guys are not getting any value out of it. So I really take your opinions, honestly, and I really try to focus on, what you guys have to say and give you guys a bit of a voice in directing the path of this podcast. But I just wanted to talk about somewhat of I guess you could say it's a big announcement, but I'm going to try to add solo commentary to the podcast rather than every single, I almost said stream, every single episode being a interview style episode with a content creator or somebody in the content creation field, just because it's a little difficult trying to organize a time and a schedule for everybody. It's 2 to 3 hours of content. You have to, it's a bit of a commitment and everybody's very busy. So I've had that issue trying to schedule people in and I didn't want to delay any more episodes because I just think it'd be a little bit too long. It's long enough as it is. And I miss being able to talk to you guys. So, I'm excited to come back with some solo commentary, if that's all right with you guys. So that's some of the changes I'm thinking about making. I'm going to try to post maybe once or twice. I'm still not officially sure yet. I would like to do once a week at least, just so that there's some consistent flow and I can get the content needed in. It's funny, I also changed my description of the podcast, basically just changing it up from saying that it's strictly interview style videos to changing it up to solo commentary as well and stuff like that. But I welcome you all back in. I have a little bit of a list to go over today of just some topics I want to talk about, so I hope you guys are excited for those. So I know it's coming down to Christmas time and people are looking at coming up with a video game wish list or something along the lines of that. As content creators, I think we all have a good passion for video games, at least specifically streamers, because most streamers play video games. So I'd assume that 90% or more of streamers have a good preference for video games, and I'm looking forward to it. There's a Steam sale coming up soon. We just had a Steam sale actually. It was I say we, but there was a Steam sale. It was weird. It was like an autumn sale, and it was nice though. There's a lot of deals that I was able to grab on there. On Twitch, I'm starting to stream a lot more story-based games, so I have a lot of fun with that. However, I didn't really know if I was gonna have enough money to be able to buy story-based games, and then the sale happened out of nowhere. I'm like, oh sweet! So these games were on sale. I think I got Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That one's gonna be pretty good, I must say. I got a Telltale game. It was like $3 or so. I bought this game called Kindergarten. One of my viewers actually recommended it to me. I just finished that actually on stream. That was a lot of fun. I had a great time with it. The reason I mentioned Christmas and whatnot is because I originally thought that there was going to be a Christmas sale. That's what I thought the next sale was going to be for Steam. I did not realize that they were going to have an autumn sale because I don't think they had one last year. Maybe that was a spring sale. I'm not too sure. Let me get some water real quick. I made sure to fill up my water bottle with some nice mild water. So I recommend you all drink some mild water. That's your paid advertisement for today. Being told to drink some mild water, brought to you by Milder Water. Sorry. But yeah, moving on with yeah, so I'm very excited because I decided to hold off on buying more games until the winter sale. And I think it's like December 21st is what I've been hearing, like around Christmas time, but not on the date, like a little beforehand, which I'm looking forward to. I don't know what the dates were in the past, but I thought they were like a little bit like after December like 25th, and it was weird. I'm like, after Christmas, it's kind of weird. Again, it could have been a different sale because I don't know off the top of my head, but I swear they were later than usual. But I'm glad they're around a good time now because you think, you get Christmas money, you get, it's a holiday season, so but I'm very excited because there's a lot of games I'm looking forward to buying. But now that I think about it, though, I thought, you know what, it'd be nice to come up with like a top 10 list, not a wish list, but like a top 10 games of all time, video games of all time. And so I compiled a list before I started the podcast because I'm like, I think it'd be a cool topic to talk about. Like I want to hear what you guys have to say. I don't know. I don't think Spotify has a comment section. Which, you know what? Let me add that into my little list here. I want to talk about that for a little bit. Oops. Google wants to use my microphone. No, block. Why? Why is Google need my microphone? Oh, maybe for like the voice search. Let me add Spotify comments. I think there's something I want to talk about with that, but I'll talk about it later. But yeah, with top the video games I was thinking about, I was able to think about maybe like five and a half. I was thinking about some games I really liked. I took a good like maybe 20 minutes just thinking about it, what I wanted to put down for like my top 10 list of video games of all time from my experience. I'm not talking about like, the best top rated games from IGN or whatever. I'm talking about like my personal favorites from my time. And keep in mind, for me at least, I grew up with the Wii. I grew up with mid 2000s video games, and I've been trying my best to get a feel for all video games. I haven't tried a lot of the SNES, NES games from that time. I've dabbled with the N64 a little bit, but I've had some trouble. I didn't like. Well, I know people are gonna hate me saying this, but I tried Super Mario 64 and I didn't like it just because of how old it is. It feels too too foreign to me. It just feels too hard to get used to, and that's the main issue for me. And I know a lot of games in the past were a lot harder than they are now. Is another thing I've picked up on, but but anyways, I took a little bit of I've had enough time now where I've been able to try out other games from different times. As you see from my list in a second, it's not going to be anything really too old, unfortunately. I want to try to get into older games because it'd be cool to get a feel for that. There's a lot of potential games I need to try still. There's a lot of games I still haven't played yet that they might already be like 5 years old and I still haven't had a chance to play them yet. Let alone the games that came out in the 90s or whatnot. It's like I still, there's so many more video games I still need to play, but I don't have I haven't gotten access to them yet. I haven't been exposed to the games yet, and so my top 5 top 10 list will be ever so changing, I'm sure, in the near future. But this is mainly of course my personal list. But I'm going to talk about some of these games. Maybe they're going to be in your top 5 top 10 list. I want to see what you guys have. If you have oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. The comment section, or at least for YouTube, because it's going to go on YouTube and Spotify. If you want to comment below what your top 10, top 5 list is, I'd like to hear what you have to say. And maybe, I hope there's like at least one of my games is going to be on there. It's funny, I keep saying top 10, because I originally was going to do that, but I couldn't think of a quality top 10 list. I need to think about it more. And I might be able to update it later. But I found a solid top 5 I want to share with you guys. And a bit of a, what's the word? Like a, what do they call it? It's shoot, it's like honorable mentions. Perfect. Yeah, honorable mentions is what I was the word I was looking for. The words yeah, I was looking for, yeah. But I have a little extra, but they didn't really fit. That's why I didn't want to make a top 10, because I'm like, these games, I don't think they're a true representation of my experience with video games, because I may have based a lot of this on nostalgia, but also just the enjoyment I've had. I'll try to defend my point with every single game I have on here, even the honorable mentions. Um, but I look forward to expanding this list and changing it up a little bit more. But let's see, do I go with honorable mentions first, or do I go with the top five from five to one, one to five? I didn't think about this. I'm just gonna go with five to one. No, I'll do Watch Mojo style. I'm gonna do five to two, and then honorable mentions, then number one. So yeah, okay. Keep with me here. All right. So number five, I put Undertale slash Deltarune. I had a great time. I actually streamed this game, well, these games, like maybe very recently, like maybe a month ago. They were so good. I say Undertale slash Deltarune because they're made by the same creator. They have the same vibe, the same style, but they're too tough to differentiate. Like, I really like both of them for many reasons, and I didn't think I would. I thought I'd like Undertale and then not like Deltarune as much, but they're both equally valuable in my opinion. Like, I really like both of them, and I think that they're both worthy of this spot. It's funny too, because I literally just played them like a month ago, and I really like them, which is, it's really weird to me because I don't really get that from like a recent game. And again, I say recent because Deltarune is recent, but like recent to me because I haven't played these games before. I haven't played them, even though I think Undertale came out in like 2015. So it's kind of funny that I say this kind of stuff. Keep in mind, it's just because I'm new to them, not because they're brand new coming out. But it's funny to me as well because at the time of this recording, it's what, 12. I say 12. It's December the 2nd, 2021. So Deltarune still has like a few more chapters to come out. Because if you don't know, there's a chapter 1 and chapter 2 that came out so far, and I think they're very, very good. I can't tell you how much I like this game. I mean, both of these games, the characters, the story, the music, the art style, the combat, and it's like if one isn't like doing it for you, the other one's gonna probably have make up for it, I guess you could say. I don't, how do I word it? So yeah, so like Undertale, I like the combat system, but like if you think it's a little bit too simple, then Deltarune's got a more complex uh fighting mechanic. But I thought it was gonna be too much for me, but then I tried it out. It wasn't that bad at all. Like you get used to it very soon, very, very fast. Same thing with music. I mean, like I can't say that's another thing. I like both of them a lot, so it's hard to like nitpick which one I like better. But at least the combat style, you kind of get an example of what I mean there. They're both really, really good. If you like one, you're gonna like the other one. I just feel like it's kind of like peanut butter and jelly. Like you can't just like one without the other. It's like you get both of them work well, and do the job. Anyways, so that's kind of what I thought with it. And it like subverts your expectations. I can't tell you how many times, like with Undertale, I'm playing the game and I'm not gonna spoil anything. Like all these games, there's like no spoilers, but I just, it was so funny because like the game crashed at one point in Undertale, and I was like, actually, I don't. Is this a spoiler? I don't think it is, but um, the game crashed. I was like, what? The game crashed. I'm like, it seemed like an intentional time for it to crash, but it was so funny to me. I'm like, the game intentionally crashed itself, and then adapted further once I got back into it. And I'm like, that this game is weird. Like it goes above and beyond my expectations, and it's really funny. I can't believe that happened. It like remembers stuff you've done. It's really cool. I mean, you guys probably know about this already. It's a very well known series so far, but I just think it's worth mentioning, and explaining a little bit of why I put it on here, because it's just so unique of a game. and it's so story rich, and the characters are amazing. Again, there's like nothing wrong with it. There's so many good things I like about every single thing in the game. It's perfect. It is awesome, and I really really like it. It's got everything I want and more, and it's pretty affordable too. Like, I got it. I got Undertale on sale for like, I think it was like $3. I think it was not much at all. Granted, it is a few days or a few years at this point, old, so I can kind of see why it's on sale. But like, it's so good. The probably one of the best bang for your buck kind of deals ever. And then Deltarune, it's free. Like the first two chapters are free. I think the next 3 to 5 is going to be like a bundle. I think you pay for, which is like, you give me a price, I'll pay it kind of thing. Like, I'm hooked on the story so far. I like the game so much. I have no idea what they're going to charge for a price. I think Undertale itself was like $10 at launch. So if it's $10, yeah, sure. I don't care about no sale. I'll buy it. It's like, it's one of those games. Anything in here, if they have like a sequel or whatever, like I'm not gonna hesitate to buy the next one. It's like, within reason, of course. If it's like $100, yeah, I'll wait. It's like, realistically, I mean, like, I don't even think any of these games. I think one or two were $60 at launch, which is like the base price usually for like a video game. Um, but anyways, yeah, just top quality stuff, I must say. Like, it only gets better from here. Number 4 for me was Skyrim. It is so wonderful. It's a little bit disappointing the fact that there's no sequel yet. Like, it's in the Elder Scrolls series, but they kind of stopped at Skyrim just because they're making so much money. Kind of the same thing with GTA 5. It's like it's the same thing. They keep making money off it, so there's no point in adding a new game to the series yet. But it's like this game came out in like 2011. I think it's funny. I think the way they marketed it, it was like on it was like, wait, November 11th, 2011, I think it was, because you got, November being the 11th month of the 11th day of the 2011, year. It's kind of 11 11 11, I think, is how they made it. It was kind of cool. It was like perfect timing. What a day to, come out with the game. Um but like, this is such a great environment, wonderful game. I had such a good time with it. It had, all the towns, all the people you meet, all the things you can do in the game. I love a game of adventure, of it was like world building kind of. It was really really cool. Like the fact that you could really you could take a great adventure. I felt like I felt like I don't know how to explain it, like a Viking in the north. I don't know. It was really cool. Like, there are so many places to visit, so many people to talk to, so many quests to do. Oh my goodness, there were so many things I could do in the game. It was so much fun, and that's another game I bought later in release. Like, I heard about it for a while, and I watched a review on it, and I thought, you know what, let's give it a shot. I'm not sure if my computer is going to be able to handle it. At the time, I had this really cruddy laptop, and it was perfect. It worked well on my laptop, and I played the cheese out of it the entire time. I played so much Skyrim in, like, it was like my late high school years. It was so much fun. I think I've clocked almost, I don't know if I could do 1,000 hours. It's a lot of time, but like, I clocked in a significant amount of time with that. And then on top of that, you've got the mods. I mean, at least on the PC, the modding community is insane, and it's really really something. When you I just thought of a new game to put on here. It's just really cool how much replay value is available in Skyrim. They even made, the Amazon Alexa, the thing, that little like thing that listens to you all the time. But you can talk to it and whatnot. I think you can play Skyrim on there. It's called like the very special edition. It's so funny. I tried it out, and it's kind of bare bones. It's like, do you want to go left or right? And it's like, I'll go right. Do you want to go, talk to this person or not? And I'm like, yeah, sure. It's like, do you want to go, north or south? It's like, very specific, like, nothing. It's not the game, but it's a funny little whatever. But like, I'll tell you though, the thing is, a game's gotta be this good to be out for so long and keep having different editions come out. I want to buy the special edition on Steam someday, but it's like the same thing as like the original. You know, it's just better optimized for the computer, and you get the DLC with it. So it's like there's a I don't know. Um, I'm trying not to go in too much detail with each game. I just kind of explain what I like about it so that you don't get like spoiled, or you don't get like there's nothing to really be spoiled about with like Skyrim and the other games on this list, but like I don't want to like be too detailed because I want you guys to like experience it for yourselves and just kind of get a little taste of what I say is like what I like about it and what you might like about it. And I try to bring some like negatives that you might need to watch out for, but there's really nothing. It's if it's on my list, it should be top quality. The second best game might have something I need to discuss, but generally, I mean, these games are near perfect. I mean, I can't ask for a better game. I got my story based adventure with Until and Deltarune with really good characters and great music. You know, Skyrim's open world. You get to really explore and adventure, and even then you get some pretty nice characters. But the music is fantastic in this game. Different style, you know. That's one of the things about me as well. I like with music is a side, you know, whatever. But um, I don't have like one specific genre I like. I just like music in general, if you know what I'm saying. It might sound kind of boring, but like I just love having the variety of different music. I really enjoy, you know, a wide variety of stuff. I can't just listen to one genre, you know. And that's the same thing with video game music. It's like can appreciate all different types of music, and I think that's a good example with these two because they're so different in style, but like you can appreciate what each one has to offer. Um, Number three. All right. Well, you guys might laugh at me, but Wii Sports for me was such a good game. Really, you know, I guess here's some story time. Grab some popcorn, grab some mild water, and sit down for a sec. I got a story to tell you here. So it's I think Christmas of my first. It's like I was in I think first grade when I got my very first Wii. It was so funny because we, you know, it was like a Santa decided to give us a like a group gift, like a family gift. So like all my siblings and I opened the box together, and like you know it was two of us were like all excited, like, oh my goodness, we've got a Wii, oh my goodness. And then me and my younger brother are like, what's a Wii? What are they all happy about? And we had no idea what it was. And you know, but the other siblings were like super happy about it. They're like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to play. I'm like, play? What do you, it's a box, what do you play with? You know, I had no idea what a Wii was at the time. I had no idea what video games were either, but I it was just so funny to me because now it's like the Wii was such a very impactful video game console for me that I can't stop thinking about how amazing it was for me. So when I first got the chance to try Wii Sports, it really opened my mind to video games in general. Like it was the gateway to video games for me, if you know what I mean. Motion control was huge at the time. Like it's still one of the best game consoles for motion control stuff. I don't think you know what I think besides other Nintendo products. I mean, like I don't really know much of like. I mean, VR is like a different story, I think, but like you know, I don't see Xbox or PlayStation, you know, really focusing on motion control. Like the Switch still has that kind of capability. I think it's like even more better now, but like it's just really cool. Let me get some water for a second. It's just really cool about how they were able to really captivate the casual audience because at the time, Xbox and PlayStation, they were focused on the more hardcore gamers, like those who really like video games. You just kind of pick a side because I think I couldn't really differentiate the two. I mean, like PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, they had the same type of games with the same type of audience. You know, it was just one or the other. You know, you pick. It's kind of like what you're. I'd say like if your friends have one console, you get that console kind of thing. But with the Wii, it's like everybody had a Wii. At least everybody where I lived had a Wii. I go to someone's house. Oh, it's like the same games I play, the same kind of stuff. It was so cool because it really got me and my friends to really, and my siblings to really, um, get into video games. Because when I played, I think we played Wii Sports Tennis for the first time. I wasn't the greatest at it, but I thought it was really cool. I'm like, I'm swinging a remote that turns the character, swinging the racket and hitting the ball. I'm like, that's cool. Excuse me. The game I really liked out of the bunch was bowling because I just found it to be the best for me, and I kept playing it. My first time getting that pro thing on there, reaching like this certain threshold. I think it's like 1,000 skill points or whatever. You can get that pretty easily now, but like at the time I was like, man, I'm a pro. Let's go. It was really, really cool. I had such a good time with it because it kind of gave me a little bit of an accomplishment, something to look forward to. And then I played. I really worked at it with baseball and golf. Boxing was tough though because the nunchuck. The nunchuck is such a weird addition to the Wii remote because they kind of try to make it act like as if you have the Wii remote's kind of like an extension of your arm in the virtual video game atmosphere. So your nunchuck's supposed to be your other hand, and it's like, how does that work? One is a controller that's designed and built to do motion control and all that jazz, and the other one's an attachment for that and has like no good internal. It has like nothing really cool in it besides like a little thumbstick. Excuse me. It just was weird to me. I'm like, how this feels very one-sided. At one of them's a super powerful remote. The other one's like it has to rely on that remote to act as if you have an extra hand. It was weird to me. I'm like, a lot of games involved, using both hands. And it's like boxing. It's like it worked. What was really good about this game is it's a perfect is a perfect way to get into the Wii because it used the motion controls the best. Like I still love going back to it. Like you can still play pretty well. Like there's part of games that came out for the Wii that tried using motion control, didn't do it as well. And I think later on in the console lifespan, you just kind of use the buttons. You don't really do much with the remote or anything. Not really much motion control aspect. A lot of people started to get kind of bored of the idea. So people kind of just use it as like a regular controller, and it's like, that kind of loses the point of it. But at least with the Wii Sports and other Nintendo-based games, they really did the best, like a really good job in adapting with the technology and working well with it, optimizing it for the best experience possible. And what a great way to get started with it. I had such a blast. I made my own Mii. I made my own, I got my own, games, or, I won my own stuff. And, with, going back to boxing though, I still had a lot of fun. It's so funny. I used to always like, whack at, the opponents or practice in the training room. And then, at the time I was like, oh man, I'm getting a good, get a good sweat, pretty good sweat going. Instead of grabbing my own mild water, I just grab a thing of milk. And I'm like, milk? Like, who does that, But I don't know. It's just what I did when I was little. But I just take a big glass of milk and take a big swig and get back into it. I had such a blast. I probably lost a lot of pounds playing anyways. But, I mean, I might have gotten the back, from sitting in my chair for so many, hours doing homework and streaming and video game. But anyways, moving on. But yeah, it's just a great way to really introduce me to video games, and I still play it. Recently, which is kind of funny, I bought Wii Sports Resort like maybe 3 years ago. I still have to play a lot of it. I haven't played all the games on there, but I wish I played that when I was little. I would have played so much of it. It would have been on this list probably too, because it's just an addition of Wii Sports. Like it just has extra stuff. We bought like a day of Wii Sports Club. It was weird. The game is Wii Sports, but like it was like called Wii Sports Club, but it was like a subscription based thing. You could play Wii Sports baseball or bowling on there, but it was like you could only play it for a certain amount of time. Like you could buy like a 24-hour pass. I think it was weird. So we played it. It was fun, and it was a different environment, but it was just weird to me. I'm like, you have to pay for like a day of it or whatever, or a certain time frame. It's like renting a movie. It was weird. I'm like, why is this a thing? You know. Um, I think I just kind of, I don't know. I just didn't. I saw Wii Sports Resort at the store all the time. I just never gave it a shot because I don't know. I just didn't really feel like getting it. It was weird because going back now, it's like I would have loved it. Whoops, there goes my armrest. Excuse me. Well, that's Wii Sports for you. The more I talk about it, the more I want to move it up, but it can't stop Team Fortress 2 from taking the second best spot. If you're a PC gamer, you probably know of TF2. If you don't, you probably played console. But Team Fortress 2, it's probably the first real class-based shooter. You think of your Overwatches now, but TF2 is the one that really started that interest, I think. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I thought. That's what the consensus was, I thought. But never mind that. The fact being, this game was so much fun. I used to call my laptop the TF2 machine because I would just come back from school, play TF2, do my homework, whatever, but like then go back on the TF2. It's so funny. I didn't play anything else. I logged on to Steam. I played TF2. There were so many things to do in there. There was so much very rich content, like in the sense that there was so much you could do. Like there are so many different like unique game modes, different weapons. With a class-based shooter, you could pick your primary gun, your secondaries, and your melee weapons. You could pick through them and customize, because different weapons do different stats. You can combine your weapons to have a pretty good loadout. If you've got a good long range weapon, but maybe you have a good secondary that could be a close range weapon. Each class had their own style. I liked playing the sniper, but not like a long range sniper. I'd like to have I had this bow and arrow. It's called like the Huntsman. You can catch a lot of headshots with that thing. Old fashioned bow and arrow, but you don't have to like zoom in. You can just be on the battlefield, getting heads. It was really fun. If I didn't like that, I'd get my flamethrower out, play as pyro. Go burn some enemies. I had this cool technique. I used like the flamethrower, and then I'd use a flare gun, which is like my secondary, and it would get some sort of like it's called like crits, which is like little bonus. I guess you call it like almost like bonus points where like they can deal extra damage to an opponent. So it was kind of cool. I'd burn them, and then I'd shoot the flare gun, because when the flare gun hits somebody that's on fire, it adds extra. It was really cool for me. Like, and that might be like elementary for a player who's played TF2 for a few hours, but like I just to me, just learning about how to properly expand my interest with the game by trying out different loadouts and playing different game modes, and even just then going onto the community servers and whatnot. There's a lot of cool different community events and things to play. I spent a long time playing this mode called Death Run. The community made it themselves. Different maps had different themes. There's like a Super Mario level. There was like a Undertale level. There was so many like different little levels that it was cool. If you don't know what Death Run is, basically, you got one guy can well, I'll hold on one second. So I'll say it in the other player's point of view. You have a whole bunch of people on one team, and they have to get by this obstacle course of some sort, is what I'm going to call it. And there's little traps hidden within the obstacle course, and it's the other player's job to hit the traps when necessary, trying to knock out all opponents before they reach the finish line. It's like 20 against 1 because the one guy is the one that controls the traps. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of pressure, but it's a lot of fun. And I played so much of it in my time. It was so much fun, and I had such a good time. The only issue was that I eventually played so much that there was nothing else to do. I did everything I could. I played everything I could. I didn't even get to like the cosmetics and the other like accessories you can get on your character. They used to call it the hat simulator. I think they still do, but There's a whole market, where you can buy and sell stuff to put on your character. You can trade with other people. There's a whole currency called scrap metal and reclaimed metal and refined metal. I think refined metal is like the highest metal you can have, and it's just combining items. It's a lot of extra. I'm not gonna go into it, but like basically there's like a whole like there's a whole like economy. It's really really cool. I didn't really dabble too much in that regard. I did make sure to to what's the word? I did get my own cosmetics and stuff. I made sure to still like enjoy the items and whatnot. I would trade with some friends, I think, some small stuff, but nothing too fancy. What I mainly did was I sold some stuff after a while. So like I ended up, once I realized I had enough time really playing TF2, I was like, let me just sell my stuff, and I bought a few games with it, and then I moved on. I still play here and there, but the problem is now, and I want to really stress this, the game is amazing, but it's starting to die out. I think Valve, the company who also owns Steam, uh, you know, they just had they. I guess they must have not seen it as a very profitable game anymore. It was old. I mean, it's been like 10 years or so, or maybe more than that. But they don't do much with it. There's like one guy who operates the game now. There's one guy who's like on the TF2 team. They used to have a whole bunch of people, but now it's just one guy operating the show. And I feel bad because it's like, now there's bots and hackers in the casual modes, and it really prevents people from having a good time. Like, I'll tell you, every single time I try to join for they have like a Halloween mode that I always try to go to every year, where you can get cool cosmetics and whatnot if you just beat some missions. It used to be a good tradition me and my friends would play, but we had to stop earlier this year because the hackers and the mod, or not the mods, excuse me, the hackers and the bots would come into the games, and they would just, either make the game laggy by just whatever they do, or they would insta kill our, character, our guys, because they shoot through walls, or they go, direct headshots. You see that on like other games too, but it was ridiculous on TF2. I think in community servers and competitive, you can still play and have fun, but like we weren't into that. We wanted to do the missions and get our some free gifts, but it didn't work out, and we decided to move on to other games. But again, it's so unfortunate because I had such a good time. I tried to get my friend to join with me, and he wasn't. He was unfamiliar with TF2, so I got him interested to play with me, and we had a good time for a while. But yeah, then the bots and the hackers come in. It's like kind of ruins the vibe a little bit. I even streamed the game a few times, but my last time, I think, is going to be my last time for a very long time. And it's too bad. The game could still be, growing if they just removed, if there's a way to remove those, because the community is still there. Like, it's going to be there probably forever. I mean, like, there's so many people that still are part of the TF2 community. I still think of myself as part of the community. I just haven't like played that much, but like I'm still, I'll still interact with like stuff I see online. I love seeing memes and other content from TF2. It's just unfortunate that I just don't play it as much anymore. But mainly because of the bots and whatnot. And of course, I've kind of done everything I could because they don't have any more updates. They don't really add anything new to it anymore. I was kind of I got in at a good time, because when I first started out, it was like I think I played not elementary school. I think middle school when I started with it, and they kept dishing out updates like every few months, and I really was kind of spoiled, I think, with it. I got so much content coming in, along with the old content that I still got to get immersed in. It was very nice. They had a big update at one point, and it kind of ruined the vibe because it didn't work the way it was supposed to. The game was really slow trying to get into to lobbies, and I really want to. It's been a little while. I'm trying to think of what really caused the downfall of TF2. Yeah, but the update had such a unfortunate impact. They try to introduce competitive, and I think they try to make it like an esports type of thing as well, but it kind of backfired. There was I think there's some complaints, and um, I'm sure you can look it up as well, because I'm not saying it the best way I could. I just didn't think I'd get this far in my discussion about TF2, but let's just say the update came and caused a lot of people to start thinking TF2 is dying, which it kind of did end up dying. But I do hope for it to come back again someday. Maybe a TF3, but I doubt it. But I would like to see it come back in a way, because it's so nostalgic to me. Like whenever I see it, I'm nostalgic, and it's weird because I'm like, it's not like an old game. Like I can still play it. It's not, but my memories of playing it in middle school and in high school. I'm in college now. I'm a junior in college right now. So it's like, thinking back to middle school is a significant amount of time. But like, I think I'm nostalgic as like, elementary school and stuff like that, which is weird to me because I'm like, middle school is pretty old too. But it's weird. But it just, it was good times, for me. But I'm talking so much about TF2. I gotta move on. Let me get some water. So now I want to talk about some of the um, honorable mentions before I get to number one. Most people who know me probably know what number one's going to be, but I'm going to hold the suspense for a little bit longer. Talk about some games that didn't fit the criteria of the top 10, but I want to discuss as like good options. Starting off with a very controversial one, Madden and 2K. So for those sports fans out there, or those who know sports, Madden is known for being the franchise that it is related to football, and 2K is known for basketball. American football and basketball is what, Madden, American football, 2K, basketball. I don't know why it took me so long to think about it, but excuse me, I just try to find a way to kind of properly explain it without being ridiculous. But basically, they both have a monopoly on their respected games because no one else has the rights to an authentic NBA basketball game besides 2K, and no one has the ability to have an authentic NFL experience, NFL football experience, except for the Madden series, which is ridiculous because back in the day there was a lot of competition which made these games really, really good. I'm talking like really early 2000s, like 2001, 2, 3. You'd had like I think you had like 2K football. You had I think ESPN did their own football thing, and you had Madden, all really, really good stuff. But then the NFL had exclusive rights given to Madden for a lump sum of money, and but they, after a while, they kind of knew, hey, we're the only company that can make NFL football games, so let's not really. They really didn't add much to it, and a lot of people hate that, me included. But and then same thing with 2K, with basketball. Like they had competition, then they end up becoming really the only ones that could do it. And I think there's another. I think EA has a bit of a. They try every once in a while to come up with the competition, but it doesn't really work out that well at all. But it's just too bad. However, I just I like it just because the games I played, they're fun. It's tough because like I just talked about all these bad things about it, but I have fun with it. Even with the bugs, the glitches, the stuff they just don't fix, it's still a playable game. It's still fun. You still can do a lot of things with it. There's still a lot of value to be had. I just don't like the fact that they're not being innovative, and they don't need to be. Like they can rake in all the money they want, no skin off my nose. But like I'm I'm still like, it's bittersweet to me because I have so much fun. I've played countless hours of Madden. I've played over 200 hours of Madden this year because of the football season and whatnot. It seems unhealthy, I know, but like I have so much fun with it, And then when the NBA season happens, I play 2K. And here's the thing too. I buy them when they're on sale. So I bought 2K21. I bought Madden 21 the end of the football season, and then wait, are we on 20 or 20? Whatever. I'm not gonna look at it now. I was gonna go on Steam. And I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna look at it right now. But anyways, yeah. So yeah. I just kind of basically what I'm trying to say is, you can get it for a big discount. I got like 50% off when it went on sale, like at the end of the football season. And then I'd play it, and then I would just wait for the next one, and then play that. Um, a bit weird, but hey, it's a good discount for me. And I'm not the one that really buys something on release day unless it's like a new Skyrim or TF2 or whatever, like or Deltarune Chapter 3 if it comes out soon. It's like I'll buy, those games I'll probably buy first, but like I'm not the one to go out of my way to go. And that's why another reason why I didn't put it on the top 5 is like I'm not gonna go out my way to buy it. If it comes out with like a sequel soon, it's but no matter it's a love hate relationship, like I said, and I'm a big sports guy. I love sports, but I also have to understand that it's not. It could be a lot better. Um, but I've been talking a lot about Madden just because as well. Back when I was, back in the Wii days, I had Madden 12, and I had a lot of fun with that too. Same thing with NBA 2K, but I just really like the Madden series more. Even though 2K's got a lot of really good content as well, it's probably better overall than the Madden series in terms of like content and less bugs. But both have their ups and downs. But I just had a really good experience back in the day when I was playing on the Wii. Um, but you know what I mean with this. I'm a big sports guy, so naturally I shifted over to those games, and like I said, they could be better, but it's overall not the end of the world. I got a recent one on here too. I got Detroit Become Human as like an honorable mention. I just played that on stream as well. Literally the last game I played on stream, and it was such a good game. There's so many good. It's such a big story based game. There's so many options you can choose from. I'm not gonna say much about it and like detailed wise because I mean you gotta see it to believe it. You gotta like I'm not gonna spoil you any way at all. I'm just gonna tell you there are so many options. There are so many outcomes that can happen. I think they said that there's shoot. I think it was 200 hours of I apologize. I was trying to think of like a big number I could say that could really impact how much content is in Detroit Become Human, but I'm just saying now. Um, I went one route. Oh, I think it was with routes. I think there was like a ton of different routes you can choose, but let me just say right now, I did a route that needs to be done again to get a completely different experience. That's what I'm gonna be streaming soon on Twitch, TTV/Milderwater, by the way. But yeah, with Detroit Become Human, there's another route I need to play, and it's gonna be a lot different. So it's almost a brand new game based on the choices I make. I know you could say that with a lot of story-based games, but like, believe me when I say it, like this is the probably the greatest story-based game I've played ever. It's very like it gets you thinking. It gets you really wondering. It gives you so many tough choices, and that's what I really like. It makes me really feel for what my actions do, and I felt really bad in some regards and really good in other regards. But I'm just very excited to find out what happens next. And if you're a big SpongeBob fan, Mr. Krabs is the voice actor of Mr. Krabs is in this game too. He doesn't like me right now, but that's the only thing I'm gonna say about it. Anyways, moving on. Well, I didn't really number these. There's no order with this honorable mention type of stuff. Just forgot to let you guys know about that. Another one's A Hat in Time. That one is a very good game. It's a um how do I say 3D platformer. I think is what they call it. I'm trying to think of the proper name for the category. But it's so awesome. It's on Steam. I'm sure other other platforms, but A very good game. It's a very cool like uh it's got a simple story, but it's a very nice platformer. You can do a lot of cool things. I love the art style. It's very cartoony, but it's very nice. Um, I'm trying to like think of other ways to say it's just very fun. You'll know what I mean when you check out the trailer and whatnot. Again, if I explain it, you're gonna like that. Most of the interest is gonna go away because I've already kind of said stuff about it. But like, believe me when I say it, I love a good story, and this has got a good story, but like really good gameplay is what I'm really trying to focus on here. Really good gameplay, and it's funny. It's a nice fun story. Um, it's got everything I want, and it's got DLC as well. It's very good. You can collect a lot of fun things in there as well. Get it on sale. It's Christmas. Maybe you can get it on sale. I think all these games I might have gotten on sale at some point, but almost all of them actually. But I must say again, another good story-based game, 3D platformer. And at first, I thought it was going to be a hint towards what to expect at Super Mario 64, and didn't really work out that way. But I can see some similarities. So, the next one I have is Witcher 3. My first ever Witcher game, amazing. Um, it was very unique the way the combat was. But I just really enjoyed the main character. I enjoyed his adventure. It was a combination of like, is it really not like a choose your own adventure, but you could change the outcomes. I'd say combat systems are very cool, very unique. Slicing and dicing is very interesting in this game. I bought the DLC and I didn't play it yet, but I really got to do that. It's one of those games where I probably would have streamed it on Twitch if I played it at the time. But if I streamed at the time, I should say. But I didn't really do that at the time. But it's another game I got in high school, and I really had a good time with it. I I definitely recommend it. Very good stuff. I feel bad. I'm not being descriptive, but I'm just like, these are honorable mentions. This is like little hints at what you might want to check out later too. But not like not something I want to like go too in detail with. How long have been recording for? All right, almost a whole hour. Interesting. Let me get some more water. I feel like I'm streaming right now. Um, Sometimes I like to talk to chat when I'm streaming, and when I talk too much, I need to get some water. So it just kind of reminds me of a stream right now. That's what I like about streaming, is just being able to talk and just have a conversation. Even though I am talking to you guys right now, you guys can't talk back. In a real time manner, which is unfortunate, but uh, I hope that you're enjoying the content so far. And if you made it through the hour here, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for doing so. Um, Next is Oblivion. That one, I know I mentioned Skyrim before and how it's got the Elder Scrolls series within it. Well, Oblivion's a game before it, and you can tell the graphical quality is lower, but if you like Skyrim, you're gonna love Oblivion. It's similar yet different to Skyrim, but um, like the combat, the gameplay is worse, but the the story, the atmosphere, maybe the music is better. I don't know about music, but like, it's a different vibe, but it has a lot of good qualities. Like there's a lot of memorable stories in that game that I did not get in Skyrim. I think Skyrim had a lot of like cave dwelling or whatever it's called. Like, I spent a lot of time in caves looking for stuff in these dark caves or whatever. I felt like you could do a lot more stuff in Oblivion outdoors and whatnot. And the problem with that though is there's a lot of I felt like there's the both of them both games had a little bit of an issue with um replay no, replayability is different than what I'm trying to say. Basically, repetitiveness is what I'm trying to say. Um, you'll find out in Oblivion there's like a certain section in the main story where you have to do something again and again and again, kind of like the caves in Skyrim, where you have to kind of do something similar again and again and again. But this is like 10 times worse in Oblivion. I probably should say I need to say good things about it, but like that's the only gripe I have with it. Because the other missions, adventures, and storylines are really, really good. In fact, I'm in a whole new world right now in Oblivion. It's so funny. I'm on this quest right now, and it sent me to this brand new world. It's completely different. It looks like a brand new game, and I'm doing quests in there that I'm you know it's like a brand new thing. I'm like still doing stuff in there right now, and I'm not like, it's just so funny to me. It's like, I'm like, oh, I'll just finish this quest, whatever. I'll go into this like one little magical world. I go in, and there's just so much to do, and I'm like, where did this come from? I thought I was almost done with Oblivion. There's like a brand new, brand new, like, it's like half of the book I didn't read. It's like, here it is. Like, it's really cool to me. And then I think there's more like, not crafting, but like you can really, there's more player ability type stuff in Oblivion than in Skyrim. Like you can really, I can see some significant changes within my character. Like I had my guy do really well with acrobatics, so whenever he jumps for a longer time and a further jump. It's really cool. I can really hop around the city a lot more now. And the cities are more developed, they're bigger, they're more people are involved. Even though there's less cities than Skyrim, if you know what I mean. But ultimately very good, both games. But I like Skyrim a bit better because I just, I just, I think it's about the vibe, you know. Oblivion's more traditional of like a, yeah, it's hard to explain, but like, I feel like, ugh, let me try to explain it in a way that might be a little ridiculous. Oblivion feels like you're hanging out on the Roman Empire kind of thing. Um, and with Skyrim, I feel like you're a Viking in the north. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I mean. Like a different vibe, you know, but they're both very, very fun. But I think it's just the vibe you choose from, or what you prefer, I'd say. But moving on. The next one's Jackbox. So, like the Jackbox party games. You can see why I didn't put this in the top five because it's, I don't know if this counts, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so much fun, but it's not your traditional video game. It's a party pack of games. You play with your friends, you know, um, and you play on your phone, really. You go on your phone and you play these games. I didn't even pick a certain party pack. I just said Jackbox because they're all very fun in their own ways. But it's so much fun. It is a great series of games. They're party games that almost everybody knows. You have to have a thing of Jackbox at a party at this point, whether it's just a bunch of friends or whatnot. You know, I even want to do it. So I did a few on stream a long time ago. Sometimes I do it in my Discord, but you know, wherever you do it, it's so much fun. You know, some really good party games with your friends. They're so creative, fun, and enjoyable. The replay value is immense. You know, my funny enough though, my older brother, he's like, I'm sick of this. They're fun, but like I've played so many of these with my friends, and I'm like, yes, but it's fun, right? He's like, yes, but like, it's just kind of funny because like it's so good that everyone wants to keep playing them. That's another one that usually goes on sale on Steam. Um, I know a lot of people say as well that Steam isn't the only place to get your discounts, and I'm like, I don't know. I haven't tried other places, but like I don't trust anything besides Steam right now. And I don't mean like the Xbox store or anything like that. I mean like other websites to get discounts. You know, like I don't trust any of that, but I'm sure there's reputable sources out there. But I don't know. Um, and then there was Minecraft as the next one. I'm surprised. Well, I'm sure. I don't know. I was gonna put this in my top five, but I'm like I can't, just because I love it. You guys know Minecraft. I don't have to explain it to you guys. It is so much fun. I had it back in the day on. It's called the Minecraft Pocket Edition for the iPod Touch. I had it, and it was fun. I had a blast with it. Then it got more advanced, and I tried it out. I tried it out on like a console, and then I played on the computer, and it's just, it's good, but I'm confused in a sense. I don't really know what I'm doing. There's different mods to play. There's different things to do. There's there's crafting. There's so many things that I have to really get into, and I'm confused. Like what I the video games I play, are usually kind of like um, they're a lot more casual, I guess. Well, that's tough to say because Minecraft is a casual game, but like there's not much thought into it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like you kind of just do your thing. Skyrim, I run, I walk around, I slay beasts, um, I do what I want to do. Uh, with Minecraft, I kind of have to really think about how to craft properly. I need to think about what kind of how to do mods and stuff. Everything's just so, I don't know. It's very interesting. I love the idea of the sandbox, ideas of the, like you can do whatever you want, but that's the thing. I'm not aware of what I can do. Like I recently learned what an SMP is. I I feel like an old man with Minecraft. Like everybody's just past me with what they know about Minecraft, and I fear that when I get older, people are gonna be like so well well immersed in certain video games where I'm gonna be like out of the loop, like, huh? What's a server? It's a I don't know. That's a bad example, but like, I feel like with Minecraft especially, it's like I feel like I'm so out of the loop. Like there's so many terminologies that I just don't know with Minecraft, and it's like I want to know, but I just don't feel like I have the time to know. If that makes sense. But anyways, it's a fun game though. Even if I play like very boring like vanilla Minecraft, that's usually how I play it. It is a ton of fun. Playing with friends is even better. But I need to find what I want to do on there. It's relaxing building a house or mining, but after that, like I've just learned how to properly, grow a farm. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to learn more about it, but once I do, I'm sure it's going to be in the top five because there's so much potential with that kind of game. It's just tough to try to get into because there's so much you need to understand and learn. I just don't know yet. That's why if I were to play it on stream, it's like people are going to be asking me so many questions I don't know the answers to, and so it's like I don't know if I'm qualified. You know what I'm saying? But and then lastly, in the honorable mentions, I have Tower Unite. Tower Unite is so much fun. You guys might not know anything about it, but that's why this basically it is a game you need to play with your friends like right now. It is amazing. You can join your friends, you can play arcade games with your friends in like an arcade. It's kind of like now I haven't played it before, but like I've seen a lot of it's called VR chat. You walk around with your characters, you talk to your friends, but like in this game it's like specifically for games. You can go to the casino and do stuff with your friends there, like play cards and stuff and whatnot. You can go to the arcade and play games there. You can even just check the main hub for like the game modes. You can play like a Mario Kart game kind of style. You can do like a zombie survival game with your friends. You can explore the it kind of looks like a boardwalk or kind of like a what's the word? Um not like a carnival, but I'm trying to think of a name for it. But it's such a cool. It's like kind of like an on island of fun. You just walk around with your friends. You explore stuff with your friends. There's so many things you can do. Just not even in game. You can go to the movie theater with your friends and watch a movie that you can just in the sense that you can go to the movie theater. You can use you can use you can go on YouTube and you can just play a video on YouTube and it projects onto the movie theater thing, and you can just play YouTube videos for that. That's what I mean by like movies in the sense not like you can actually watch a movie, but like you can watch a video from YouTube on there with your friends and pretend like you're at the movie theater watching YouTube with your friends. It's kind of cool. You can do so many things like that. You can buy fishing poles. You can go fish by the water with your friends. You can collect some cool stuff. You can buy stuff in the arcade. There's so many. You could even go on a Ferris wheel or a roller coaster. It's so much fun. Amusement park is the word I'm looking for. It's kind of like an amusement park, not a carnival. Amusement park is what I was looking for with your friends. It is so much fun. You can even do laser tag. There's so many things you can do on there. I put it in this category, not in the top five, just because I can't really make a top six. It'd be kind of weird. So that's kind of why I put it in here. And then also it's kind of a new thing for me. I'm still like I've played a lot of it so far, but like it just feels too new to me right now. Well, that's kind of hypocritical because I do have Undertale and Deltarune in there, but I'm just not. I don't know yet. I'm just not ready to put it in there yet. Is mainly what I'm trying to say. But now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. The number one game, if you're still here, for my top five list. It is Rocket League. So, Rocket League is so much fun. It's very simple. And that's what I like about it. It's car soccer, big ball, big soccer ball. You've got a car. You can flip it around. You can use your boost and fly with it. You can hit the ball. Score into your opponent's net. It's so much fun. It is so much fun, and it's just so entertaining. It's rinse and repeat. Every single game is very similar, but the more you play, the more fun you have, the more moments you have. It's so much. It's better to play with your friends. I used to play by myself, and then my friends play with me, and I just played so much of it. It's so much fun. You can customize your vehicle. It's one of the first. It is actually the first game I streamed on Twitch. I found a good way to grow my community through Rocket League, and then I branched off to my own thing. But it's such a wonderful game. I've played the first game I played that got me over 1,000 hours of playtime. I don't know if that's an accomplishment or an embarrassment, but it kind of shows how much I like the game. I used to love TF2 more, but the replayability of Rocket League was something else to me. I don't know where the direction's going for Rocket League, just because of the fact that Epic Games owns it now, and I don't feel like I get as much content in these updates, and we don't really get too many updates that much. We kind of just get a new season every once in a while, but like I kind of wish there was just more stuff being done in Rocket League. Like I wish there was more events to be done. They promote stuff like, oh, you can buy the Batman car, the Batmobile, and a few other things in a bundle at the item shop. That's like their big thing every once in a while. I'm like, hey, it's just a sale. It's not like an update, When they do updates, they're entertaining, they're interesting, but I wish they had more content available. But it's still really good. Recently, unfortunately, I've had to deal with a lot of toxic players on there. That's one thing I heard a lot of people talk about as well. So like Rocket League can bring out some really toxic players, and you get used to it after a while. Like the amount of time I've played, it's like, it's just it's a normal Tuesday for me. It's like whatever. But after a while, it does kind of get eat at you. It's like every game I play, I have to like deal with some guy who's like so like angry. It's like that can unfortunately spread and it can kind of be contagious in a sense. I don't like that. It's not what I want to be. I don't want to be angry. I'm trying to have fun. It's like people don't like that, and it's whatever. What can you do? But that's like my only gripe, is that like there isn't as much content as I'd like, but it's still very good. But the real killer is just the toxic atmosphere of the game. And I'm not saying, like, I've met some really good people in there, some really nice people, but like, I just don't. It's just a lot of people just don't really have the patience I could see why. I mean, there's some really toxic guys, some toxic players in here, some toxic guys that could really throw people off playing the game. Good thing is it's really just a quick chat feature, so like you can kind of expect some stuff. Um, I want to say I've won most against toxic players, but I don't really know the record. It's definitely close. I don't know if I've won it more or if I've lost more, but I think I've won a little bit more, but I don't know. But there's my very long top 5 list of games plus a very big honorable mention section. How long did that take me to talk about? An hour 10. I can't believe it. I mean, that's so funny to me. I have a whole list of stuff I want to talk about, but it's like that took half the show, which I'm happy about. It's good to have content to talk about. It'll probably be the topic, like the main point of discussion when I title this this episode. I'll probably just mention how it's a video game related stream. Stream, bro. I didn't mean to say stream. I meant to say episode. You know what I mean. Let me get some water. Hold on one second. Okay. So now I can go on and talk about some more stuff. So I'm just gonna remind you guys again, the new change of the podcast being the solo commentaries type stuff. Let me know if you like it or not. I don't really know if I can just if I'm trying to think of what I want to, because here's what I'm proposing. Like I said, let me hear what you have to say, because I don't want to like if you guys don't like the solo commentary stuff, I'd feel weird just like removing it. You know what I'm saying? But like, give me some suggestions. If you don't like what's going on right now with the solo commentary, please let me know. I hope you guys like it. I'm having a lot of fun with it so far, so I hope that energy kind of brushes off, to you guys and the viewers of the episode. But again, let me know what you think. If you guys want it to be more like content creation oriented, let me know. I thought it'd be kind of fun to just talk about like video game and streaming related topics. It's kind of how I feel like the podcasts are gonna go. It's how it's went so far. But again, let me know what you think. I'd hate to introduce something and then have it be like removed, but if the audience doesn't like it. But again, if you don't like it, let me know what you think of like what you want changed. I feel like if you're gonna give me a negative comment, let me know. Like make it like a constructive criticism type of thing. Like it's not really worth it saying lame. It's like I want to know what you mean. Like why is it lame? Like tell me why. Because like I want to hear what you have to say. If I think it's a valid criticism, but yeah, sure, let me fix it. But like, it's not really means nothing to me when you say it's lame. It's like, okay, well, like, if you have nothing to back it up with, like, it's like saying mild water is a bad, type of water. It's like, you got no facts behind it, whatever. Let me just move on. So Spotify comments. This is like the brand new topic I wanted to quickly talk about. It's not gonna take too long, but yeah, I've realized Spotify doesn't have comments. I was about to mention it earlier today, saying comment below, but it's like if you're a Spotify listener, then like I don't think that I don't know. How are you gonna comment? You probably have a YouTube as well. If you don't, that's understandable. But like, that's the only way I can get comments is YouTube, which is unfortunate. I wanted to try Apple Podcasts, but like you need to do a whole bunch of stuff to like sign up for Apple Podcasting, and I'm like, I'm good. Spotify's close enough, and then YouTube's good. Like that's really all I need. If I want to expand, I'll do it again, but I'm fine with this. But yeah, I hope someday they have comments, because I think like other podcasts on there, if they're solely on there, like I know the Joe Rogan podcast is specifically for Spotify, like they have the exclusive deal. I'm sure he's not doing as well as he could be with the comments not being available. Like how are you supposed to, I used to like, with a lot of stuff I watch on YouTube, I like to see the comments and see what people have to say, and since that show used to be on YouTube all the time, it's interesting to me how they're adapting to Spotify without the audience being able to comment and type what they want. Because it's really cool, the addition of comments and how they can be applied. I hope Spotify includes that sometime soon, because that could be a real issue in the future if that's not implemented. But um, that's kind of all I wanted to say about Spotify comments. I thought it'd be kind of interesting to just apply to here. As I speak, though, I'm trying to think of like a way to get some clips for this episode, because I know on YouTube I like to get little clips from my podcast episodes, like some highlights. I really don't know what I want to do though, because it's like, I can't really clip the whole segment of the top games of all time for me, because it's a whole hour. But I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking as I go with it, but my ideas are going to flow within. I might just speak my mind about some of the ideas I have. So bear with me with that. Maybe I'll spark some ideas for you guys and your own content creation stuff. So here's something though. I wanted to talk about this because you guys, I assume the viewers listening in are content creators themselves. So I want to be able to talk still about content creation with you guys. So this one's very important to me. And I'm going to relate everything I talk about with content creation to my own experiences. Having 1 year of experience so far may not be that much, but for me, I've got a lot that I've learned, and I want to share that with you guys. Maybe a different perspective, even if you've been on longer than I have. I have perspectives that you guys might want to listen into. And another thing, that's why I also like to interview people, is that like they have a different perspective than I do. So hearing that definitely gives me some fresh ideas and a different I was trying to think of a different word than perspective, different outline, whatever, but you know what I mean. A different perspective of how I approach stuff, specifically content creation. But so when I made a big switch on my channel, I decided to switch from doing mainly Rocket League videos with a little bit of variety content to like a complete 180, little to no Rocket League and a ton of other stuff, like story-based games, specifically a variety of games, if you will, you know what I'm saying? So so I had a really good time with that. I decided, I love Rocket League. Again, my favorite game of all time. I had a great time with the community of Rocket League that I met in my streams. I still want to do it, but I've realized something very interesting that I wanted to share with you guys. And to give you a little more, just a quick little extra backstory. When I do Rocket League, I tell you, I used to host a lot of community-based tournaments. Put my name up there, ttv/Milderwater, and that's the title of my tournament. People who join the tournament would be like, "Oh, Twitch streamer, let's check it out. Oh, there I am. I'm in his stream in the tournament," and then that's how I met a lot of people. That was a very cool strategy to get started with. I gained a lot of followers. I gained a lot of viewers. I gained a lot of just views in general. But here's the problem with that. Right now I sit at almost 800 followers, and I only, well, it's tough. I don't want to talk too much about numbers, but like, let's just say the ratio between followers and viewers is very disproportionate, and I feel like that could be an issue down the road. I'm just looking at it now. I'm like, imagine I get to like it's gonna be a long time. Say I get to like 3,000 followers, all right? And if I'm doing these tournaments all the time, I'm bound to get followers all the time. But like, and again, I really like followers. I really appreciate it. But the thing is, like, if they don't stay, then it's gonna look really weird. Like right now, it's like, I've switched because I don't want to be down the road, say I have 3,000 followers, but I only get like maybe 10 people watching, and 10 people is amazing, don't get me wrong, but like when I see that follower number, I expect probably a bit more. Maybe that's just my own opinion. I if I'm a viewer and I see someone with like 3,000 followers, I'm like, oh man, they probably grew a pretty big audience, let's see what they got, and it's a chat that like smaller streamers would have, be more suitable for them. um that's how I approach that kind of thing. And I want to switch that up because I've realized that when I do story-based games, I do games that are more involved personally with me, I'm not getting that many followers, and that's perfectly fine. That's what I'd rather have that, because it's the quality over quantity is what I'm trying to really express here. And I don't think this is anything controversial or anything. I'm just saying I would rather have people who want to stay and enjoy my content rather than someone who does a quick follow, talks a little bit, then moves on to a different Rocket League tournament. If you're going to stay, I really appreciate that, but I don't want someone to just come in and then just leave. I appreciate them coming in when I had a good chat with a lot of people like that, but like, my goal is to have retaining viewers, people that come back in and want to be part of something special. That's what I really hope. And what I've noticed is that like with these story-based games, I've met some really, really nice people, some really good people that would come back in and talk with me. In fact, I can think of two people right now that I've actually three people right now that I've really started to have a bit of a friendship with. I'm like, I see them all the time. They're like ready to go. They come into my streams and they're very engaging and very active. That's another thing too. I'll get to it in a second, but like they're very engaging, very active, and they're a big part of the channel. I talk with them all the time. It's so much more fun because, again, with Rocket League, I had I had a lot of people in those tournament streams. I almost got 30 average viewers at one point. I got a lot of people watching, and I got a lot of followers out of it too. But once I moved to a different game, say I played, Mario Odyssey. I did play that actually. I played Mario Odyssey or Spyro. It's like I play these games, right after a Rocket League stream, the next, few days afterwards. And it's like, the viewer base drops tremendously. And it's like nobody from the Rocket League streams would transfer over to the other games. And it's like, this is so much more different. And since I'm not used to doing these streams anymore, these story-based games, these variety stream games, it'd be a lot of quiet moments. There'd be like nobody. There'd be some numbers. Maybe like 4 or 5 viewers in the stream, but like no chatters, and it kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm like, it's interesting, actually, through the thick and thin, Hoya's been here from the longest time. You guys will know Hoya. He's part of the community, but I just want to mention him because through the thick and thin, he's been here since basically the beginning. So he would be in the chat, but like it'd be fairly empty though. Besides him, at the time, because it was just like I transfer over and it's just like not many people are here. It's fun talking to Hoya, why not? But like I feel bad. I feel weird. It's no one else transferred over, which is, again, it's fine. That's, you have to expect that. I mean, like, they're coming for a community-based experience. They're coming to be involved. And when I play a game that's more single player, I can see how that number would fall away. But I noticed that I'm like, after a while, I'm like, let me think about this, because I'm like, do I want to grow my following, but also limit the engagement and the active viewers, or do I want to or do I want to try something different, have a slower growth period but have more long-term engaging viewers? I'm like, I'll take that route instead of the Rocket League route, because as well with Rocket League, I can't keep doing those tournaments all the time. I'm gonna get bored. As much as I like Rocket League, my favorite game of all time, I just can't keep doing it. Again, on special occasion, I'd love to do it. Every maybe once every 2 weeks, I'll do it. That sounds like fun. But I just can't do that as the main part of the channel anymore, because eventually I'm gonna get sick of it. I'm not gonna want to play Rocket League on my own time. I'm gonna be like, I have no energy to do this on stream. Because once people get eliminated from the tournament, they just hop off. So by the end of the tournament, if I get eliminated, I try to watch other viewers play, and it's like I have nothing to say. I got nothing. I got nothing I want to say. I try to think of conversation topics, but after a while, it's like I don't know. There's nothing I can really add. So, I want to make sure that every minute of the stream is interesting. So that's why I kind of make the switch, because I'm like, after a while I could get kind of bored with this. With a variety based style, I can meet new people from different games that might have an appreciation for that game specifically, and then meet me, hopefully like what I have to bring, and maybe be part of the community and whatnot, and then meet the other people in my community and want to stay. That's my hope, and it's worked out pretty well so far, I must say. But it's weird to me because I look at the stats and it's like, well, the live views went down from like, say, like when you on Twitch, you'll see the channel, you'll see the past broadcasts. My old videos would have like maybe like 150, 100, whatever. One time I got almost 200, but like high up there, near 100 views, on average. Now it's like 30, 40, sometimes 50, but it's like a significant chunk. And it just feels weird to me because I'm like, I'm having more fun despite these numbers being lower. So that's basically what I'm trying to say here, is that go for the fun rather than the numbers. You can get those numbers over time. And I certainly have noticed that. I mean, like I know there are people out there that want to see variety streamers. And I know I want to play a variety of games. I've had so much fun. I can't tell you how many times I've had different games amaze me. I mean, whether it's Undertale, Mario Odyssey, Detroit Become Human, it just so many wonderful games that I've gotten to try now because of the variety streaming, style. Again, I have more engagement. There's never a short period of quietness. Someone's talking, someone's part of the stream, someone's being there, someone's active, someone's able to be there with me as I continue my route, and I hope it continues to grow as we move forward. But I'm just saying, basically, it's nice that I've made this switch, because yes, I'm not getting 10 followers a stream, but the followers I do get tend to stay. The odds of them staying is a lot better, because they're unlike Rocket League. With a Rocket League stream, they're coming in, they follow because they like the fact that I'm hosting something for them to do. They might not care about me as the streamer, they just care about the content I'm doing, being the tournament streams. With these other streams, it's like, you're there for the game, maybe, but most likely you're there for the streamer, the content that they bring out, being the personality and the community in general. That's what I hope, at least. And it seems as if it's I feel really good with it. I like it. It's just weird to me because I'm like, I know a lot of streamers like to focus on the numbers, but I'm like, at this point, forget the numbers, especially if you're an upcoming streamer, forget the numbers, have fun, have a lot of fun with it. My Discord has been a lot more active now than usual, and it's funny to say because it's nothing special right now, but I love looking at the chat. I love seeing what people are posting in the Discord. Again, not as big as other channels or other people, but like it's nice to see. And hopefully over time the inflation will decrease. Because like I said before, I want the follower to viewer ratio to be pretty good. Obviously, not every follower is going to be watching your stream, but it's important to at least have a respectable ratio, I guess you could say. What I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have 3,000 followers and only like 4 viewers. It just would look kind of weird to me. And I've seen that. When sometimes I raid streamers and it's like, okay, let me, I'll see that. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if he's known for playing this game, or whatever. But I'm just trying to say, basically, just have fun, try to go with quality over quantity. You know, I know a lot of people might think that followers like the most important thing to worry about. Don't worry about followers. It looks good, but you know what looks best is the enjoyment that you have. You know, I want, if I'm a viewer, I want you to be happy. I want to follow a streamer. I want to be part of the community if they're having a good time and they're enjoying what they're doing. And you can, most viewers can tell if you're having a good time. I think a lot of my viewers can tell I have a good time with with these games that I'm playing now. I really enjoy that kind of stuff, and I hope you guys take the knowledge here, and or the advice I should say, and just, you know, consider that as an option, if you haven't already. But just something I wanted to share because of my own personal experience. I've just noticed how it's been much more effective now, and I think that you might want to give it a shot too. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say with that in that regard. But I just hope it came out right. That's the thing as well. I hope that what I say comes out right. In my head, I feel like I say something that could be very effective, but I don't know how effective it is once I say it. Like that's what I mean by like perspective. I want to know what people think of that. Like, you know, what they interpret from what I just said. You know, I hope that the message came out clear. The last thing I want is to be, you know, misheard and think of it as like a, you know, have them think of me a totally different way, in a more negative way. You know, it's like I want to make sure that whatever I say is like my I hope you guys get the right interpretation of what I'm trying to say. You know, helpful advice. You don't have to take it, of course, but I mean, I'd recommend you go with this. But whatever, you know, you can do you can do you. But just an idea to think about. Okay, and this is another thing. So another topic I want to talk about as well. Maybe just check the time here. How much time we have? All right, hour 31. Okay, so we got like one more. Yeah. All right, one more big topic, and then we have a few small things to wrap it up. So last big topic. Being active on other platforms is huge. As a streamer, I feel like Twitch is, especially on Twitch, it's very hard for a small streamer to really grow. There's no real algorithm to help small streamers get noticed. It kind of goes from like I think they have like a recommended thing, but like not really that helpful. It's really just it's just kind of based on the amount of viewers you have. I don't know if followers even helps with the algorithm at all, but like, I'll just tell you now, it's not that easy to grow on Twitch, and it's tough because, you know, that's where you spend most of your time. You want to make sure that you're seen on the site that you're going to be spending the most time on. I can't say for YouTube if it's better or not, or other platforms, because I know you can stream on other platforms too, but like YouTube and Twitch are the kind of the two big ones. But I kind of recommend the idea of just promoting on other platforms. I made a video recently on YouTube how you can convert your clips from Twitch into videos you can post on TikTok. TikTok is probably the best site to post your clips on, as there's no algorithm at all. Like, it's just anybody. It's like the Wild West or whatever. You can, you know, you could, you know, be seen by anybody. You know, it's like I'll be scrolling through my feed on TikTok, and I'll see like this video that's got like one like. I'm like, what's this? And sometimes they're pretty entertaining. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a like. You know, and then you know, as I scroll around through my feed, I'll go back to the more popular posts. I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, how does that happen? So, you know, they show off smaller, you know, creators as well, and you know, I expect after a while you're gonna hit pretty big. You know, the clips I have on Twitch get like, you know, I don't know, maybe like 15 views maybe. I'll tell you what, the highest viewed clip I have is like 80 views, I think, which is okay. But I put it on TikTok and it's got like, you know, 800. You know, it's like, that's insane. Like, it's a huge jump. I didn't do any editing on that one. This is my first ever video I put on TikTok. I could probably re-upload it and, you know, see how that generates, but it's just really cool the way that you can just see such growth, you know, when you just simply post on a different site. Now I make it look a little more presentable now, so hopefully that helps, but like, It's really cool. And then you can take that, you can copy it, put it on Instagram, make it an Instagram reel. I don't really think I haven't had much success on Instagram, but like I think the more you post, the better it's gonna be. It's just really cool the fact that you have other platforms you can kind of promote on. But I think once you get a bit of experience on those sites, you'll get more attention on your main channel on Twitch. Just make sure you stick your username somewhere in there. It's funny. I was playing Rocket League one time. Sometimes you'll get guys who have like the name TTV forward slash Twitch streamer or whatever the name is on there. This guy had a whole link. They copied and pasted their Twitch link, so it said like HTTP colon backslash whatever, www.twitch.tv forward slash this guy's name. I'm like, this is ridiculous. How did this happen? This is so ridiculous. How did this happen that they could just fit this all in that one username? It made no sense to me at all. So I was like, okay, that's not what you're supposed to do. Don't do that. Just put TTV forward slash your name, your username. And I hope that way you'll get people to check out your channel. Don't expect it's going to happen in the beginning, but like continue to grow, and hopefully you'll get people that stick around. I just feel like it's a lot better that way. But if as well, connecting on Twitter is huge as well. That's mainly for me, is just kind of making connections, meeting people, networking, meeting other streamers that way. If you want to, you can follow my Twitter. I'll follow you back. Just let me know. It's you came from this, but I'll follow you back, and maybe you can meet some people I've met so far. I think it's huge the fact that you can meet people on other platforms like Twitter. People like to say Twitter is a toxic place to go. Depends on what community you go to. The Twitch community there is very, very nice. There are some people it's interesting too, because I'm trying my best to meet the more authentic, the more honest Twitch streamers on there. I want people to well, here's the thing, there's a group of people, there's people out there who they just want to grow as fast as possible. They'll just follow anybody they want to. They'll like and post and retweet and stuff like that, expecting other people to do the same. They just want to follow kind of stuff. It's like, don't do that. Try to have like an honest group of people that you want to grow with. I think that it's a lot better that way, because there's no race to get to be number one, and you're not going to get there through speeding, through obstacles and whatnot. It takes time. Everything takes time, but it's important to be patient, slowly meet people. I've been able to talk to a lot of people that I wouldn't have if I just try to speed through everything. I met people that are willing to answer any question I have regarding Twitch streaming, people who are a lot bigger than I am. Just getting ideas from them and whatnot is amazing. And every once in a while, it's kind of funny, a lot of the people that have stopped by my streams have all really come from Twitch, from Twitter, as opposed to the other platforms. Even if it is a streamer of whatnot instead of a viewer, that's totally fine. It's cool to have them check out my channel as I'll do the same thing for them, and it's about honestly liking their content. There's a lot of people that I've met that I'm going to be putting on this podcast as part of an interview process, because I really like what they had to say to me, and I want to feature them on here because I think that they honestly deserve the platform. Even though, again, there's probably no, I don't think there's anybody really listening right now, but if you are, thank you again. But this is a very bare bones, very small podcast. But even then, I want to do my best to promote them. I want them on here because I really like what they have to offer. I've made some genuine friends that I wouldn't have made if it wasn't for Twitch, and especially Twitter, because of the fact that here we are. We've actually met people on here. So I support them, just like they'd support me, because we like each other's content. And it's just really cool because, you can raid them, they'll raid you. It's just, But again, you can't do that when you speed through everything and just try to follow everybody, whatever, because you might not care about the content creator, but like they are worth caring for. They're worth it. You just have to get to know them first. But um, so I'd say in level of importance, you probably should start with Twitter just to make friends and make connections. You don't even have to make friends. You just get to know some people and um, you know they might support you as well. Um, I've had such a good time on there. I just want to make sure I mentioned that before. There's also a more detailed video about that kind of stuff on my YouTube channel. I feel like this is like the second time I've brought it up, but like I spent a lot of time on trying to think of ideas to put on YouTube. And that's another thing I didn't even mention YouTube. You should probably start making videos on YouTube as well. Don't make anything. I've noticed like the algorithm's kind of weird on YouTube as well. I don't think, in my opinion, it's not. I've spent so much time editing videos and making them look all fun and interesting, only to get like I don't know, like 50 views on it. It's like it's not gonna help that much in the long run, even though they are really good. It just takes so much time out of your day. I said in the pilot episode about how I spent so much time editing videos on YouTube, and when I made the transfer over to Twitch, it was so much fun because I'd have the fun. I'd play the video game, and then I'd sign off for the night, and there's no editing. Like that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to edit afterwards. Like you have the freedom to enjoy the game, and then not have to edit afterwards. Like that's huge because like I don't mind editing, but like it can't take 3 hours of my day. I got so much other stuff I have to do. The return on the quote unquote investment, I guess investing your time, is in the negatives. It's like it's not worth your time. Time's valuable. You want to spend it on more important stuff. You shouldn't rush things, like I said with the Twitter thing, but you shouldn't also waste time as well through editing, unless it's like high quality stuff and it's you're dishing it out, you're promoting it everywhere, it's like, and you're getting a lot of views out of it. I feel like you should have a platform first and then make your real attempt on YouTube. Right now, you could try the YouTube shorts. Those do pretty well, I'd say. For me personally, I just like spewing out stuff that I had fun with. I make memes every once in a while. They take like a little bit of time, not much at all. I do these podcasts. It's so much fun to do. I'll put them on there. I feel like my my YouTube channel is like a big collage of just stuff, which is, I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but like it feels like it's doing okay so far. But I really don't have a say on YouTube right now. I'd say consider the YouTube Shorts if you're going to consider branching out with YouTube. If you can put your clips on there, just make them into a short. You can use my strategy with my video, putting the clips to TikTok format. You can just do the same thing with YouTube. It's the same style. You just have to pop it in there. So that's that. I'd say just overall, if you're gonna take something out of it, I'd just say like, in terms of knowledge, taking something from my advice is just, be active on other platforms and just Twitch. It's so hard to grow on Twitch by yourself organically. You need to have other places to promote your content, and then I hope that way you'll be able to find a more of an audience. Just because again, it's just so hard. They don't have like an algorithm to really help small streamers out. They don't do that kind of stuff, and it's really unfortunate. So I hope that this helps out your process a bit faster. Okay, and then so I wanted to also just mention, like, if you guys want, I would love to host a Q&A session, like after like the end of these kind of it said streams again, at the end of these kind of podcasts. I'd like to do like a Q&A type of thing. Obviously right now we're way too small to have a Q&A, but like I'd like to have you guys available if you guys want to say something, if you guys want to any questions or whatnot, whether it's streaming or video game related stuff. Please, I'd love to talk with you guys about it. again, it's kind of early, so I'll just mention this at the end of every like episode. Be like, hey, by the way, I could feature you on here at the end as a little Q&A thing. I don't know if I would. Maybe I could post it, like, as you can see, like on YouTube at least, you can see the screen. You can see what's playing right now. It's just the logo with a little bit of fancy stuff around it. I could just paste your comment there. People can see, I'll mention the username and stuff. A little shout out, especially for all those content creators. Maybe a little extra notoriety would be kind of cool. But I don't know. But I would love to. I'd love to answer questions someday. It'd be really cool. And I could probably learn something from there too. But who knows? Just gonna shoot my shot there. Yeah, just to wrap it up here, again, I really appreciate you guys being here. I already talked about potential guests, but like, I do plan to host other guests on here soon. I know it's getting close to the end of the winter, or the end of the fall semester for us college folk. I know a lot of school students and whatnot are finishing up. And a winter break's coming up for all of us. So I hope that you guys have a very relaxing winter break. If I don't see you, I probably will see you guys again. Maybe if it's next week or whatnot. But if I don't, I hope you guys have a wonderful winter break. But speaking of that extra time, I could definitely find someone to talk to in a podcast format. I'd like to see what the future holds for that. Because Christmas break, we're gonna have plenty of time to really find a time for these people. Everybody's so busy, and I totally understand it. Me as well. It was kind of tough to find time to make this video, but I was like, I thought it'd be important to post something out there soon, because it is a lot of fun. I really have a good time with this kind of stuff, and 2-3 hours out of my time to do so is perfect. I think that it's you just have to find the time. That's it. Easier for me. I don't have to find I don't have to negotiate two schedules and try to find time within then. I can just focus on my schedule. But I will do my best to try to find another content creator soon. I know who I want to talk to. I just need to find a time to work with them, because again, we're all so busy. That being said, again, though, thank you guys very much for tuning into the podcast. Episode 3 came out with a pretty good success, I'd say. I expect to be back again next week. I really should probably find like a day to find to officially so I can officially say, hey, Tuesdays at whatever time the episode comes out. But I can't do that right now. I'm not ready yet. But I do hope I can do that again sometime soon. Next episode, if it's just me and the solo commentary, I'll probably talk about maintaining a schedule. I'll probably talk about other content related to Twitch streaming. However, I'm also going to try to focus on some more fun things like this, the top 10, or in this case, top 5 video game list. I'll try to maybe I'll try to do more smaller categories, because that took like a whole hour. So I hope you had fun with that. I hope you enjoyed. That being said, though, thanks again for tuning in to the Running Water Podcast. This has been your host, Milderwater. One message to say as we sign off: drink a lot of mild water, the top tier form of water. Not cold, not hot, but a nice room temperature mild water. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll catch you again very soon.